and 1. All right, we're at the 19 here. Nice job, ladies. All right, remember, we're swinging out from bow together. Yeah. Early hips forward, early tension in the lat, then just following it through with legs. Good. That was really nice. I want us to maintain those strokes throughout this piece. Yeah, that's it. Nice and long. Good. 1 drop. All right, keeping those chests up. Relax shoulders. Good. Yeah, girls. And Levi. Yeah. All right, we're at that 20 and a half here. All right, 235 on split. All right, I want us to really, let's try to go for that 230 into, this is 1, 2. There we go, girls. Nice job at a 231. Finding that fire in the foot plate. Yeah, backing those blades down. We're a little unstable in that mid-recovery. So what I want us to do is engage that core and swing early together. Yeah, with that body in front of you. Nice and tall. Good. At a 21 here. There we go. Nice. 225 on split. Yeah. Good. All right. 275 meters down. Warming up for those faster pieces. Good. 1 drop together here. Nice job, guys. All right. Getting those early roll-ups and that early swing at that same time here. Nice job. Long and loose. 1 place. All right, we're staying tall. There we go. All right, a little over 100 meters until we build up to that 22. All right, focusing in on those catch timings here. There we go. Nice job. 1 place. Alrighty, in 2, let's build up to that 22. This is 1, 2, building up to that 22 for 5. There we go. That's 4 at the 22, 234. There we go. That's 3 at a 231, 2, 230, and 1. Nice. 228 here. Holding that in the core for the next 500. All right. Trying to get away from this other 8 here. Yeah. Nice. All right. Notice how when we keep those shoulders up and we swing early, it's a little easier for us to really make the most out of our catch and out of those legs. All right. The legs are just able to go down. The boat's a bit more set. There we go. Nice job. Backing them down. Nice job holding that 22 at a 228 here. All right. Finding that fire in the legs. Good. Big legs. Yep. Nice and tall at that 22. Yeah. All right. In the breeze here, what I want us to do is keep the core engaged. Keep the inside arms steady. Good. Nice and relaxed here. 1 drop. Alrighty, we have about 300 meters until we hit the 24. 1 place. Good. Alright, we're starting to dip a little bit on that end of recovery. So what I want us to do is I want us to swing nice and early together with Maggie. Let's take a focus 5 on this one. This is 1 swing with her for 2. Yeah, girls, that's 3 in the wind. On 4 and 5. Nice job making that change. There we go. All right, 200 meters here. Nice and relaxed. All right, at that 22, maintaining that balance in the core. All right, steady hands in the wind. All right, girls, we're at a 237. Let's get back on it with that split, all right? There we go. Yeah, in legs. Hold the rate. Add the fire on this one. There we go. All right, 100 meters until we're at that 24. Big legs in. Yeah, nice job. When we add that speed, we're able to balance a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, feeling that boat run under us as we approach that catch. Yeah, good. 226 at the 22 in the headwind. Let's go. Big legs. All right, in 2, we're building up to the 24. This is 1, 2. All right, let's take 5 to build to the 24. There's 5. 4. Yep. 3 out of 24 and a half. Hold it. 2, 233, and 1. All right, 231 here. All right, girls. Let's go sub 230 at the 24, all right? Hold it for these 500 meters here in the headwind. Now, yeah, girls. And Levi, there we go. Backing the blades down. Nice. Yeah, notice that change. With that higher rate, we're having a little bit more run under the boat, so we're able to swing a little bit more balanced together. Good, yeah. Swinging out from bow with Maggie. Now. There we go. Nice job. That's it. All right, at the 24 and a half, 218 on split. Yeah, that's the kind of drop I like to see. Good. Keep the chest up. Stay balanced. There we go. All right, tall there. Yep. Make sure we're getting that full lean back at the finish. All the way in together. Good. Hinging forward with intention. Yep. Find the tension in the lat. Good. Nice job. There we go. Alrighty, 250 left at the 24. There, at a 224, ladies. Alright, I saw that 218. Let's try to hit it again. On this one. There we go. Nice job. Alright, in the wind, we stay fire. There we go. That's it. At a 24 and a half. Less than 200 meters left. Good. One place. All the way in. Yep. That's it. Yeah. At a 25 and a half. All right, let's stay long and loose in the headwind. Yeah. At a 226 here. In legs. Good. Last 100 meters at a 24 is here. Yeah, prepping ourselves for that 26, all right? Because when we hit that, we're going to really try to burn it in the legs, all right? Get this boat to run. Alrighty, in 2 we build. This is 1, 2, 5 to build and settle into the 26. There's 4 at a 26 and a half here. 3, 2, 1. All right, last 500 meters. There we go at a 28. All right, let's lengthen out here. There we go. Yeah, long. Find the length, full rotation, all the way in at a 27 and a half. Good, 26 and a half here. Hold it in the core. Nice job at a 215. Yeah, girls, that's the lowest I've seen it on this. There we go. Keep holding it. Now, all right, we're at that 216 here. I want to see 214 on this one. Yeah, that's it. All right, we have less than 400 meters. There we go here at a 27 and a half. Lengthen out into, that's 1, 2. I want to see long strokes out from bow. Now, there we go. Long. Long swing early here. That's it, ladies. All right, 300 meters, 212 on split at the 26 and a half. 213, there we go. Nice job. All right, I'm slowly starting to turn towards the dock. All right, we have less than 300 meters, about 250. Until we're done, all right? I'm going to finish this turn with rudder. Let's still stay on it in legs and at this rate, all right? Holding it together, nice job. Out and in, good. Nice, all right, we have about 200 meters now. That's it, all right? Making it burn together. All 8 staying focused as I'm on that rudder, all right? Stay balanced in the core. Yep, still swinging early. Here, good. Nice job. Hey, this is feeling good. Yeah, nice. 223 out of 26. All right, let's chop it down for these last 115 meters. All right, right now, there we go. Last 100 here. There we go out of 27. There's the 26. Big legs taking it across the lake. Now, good. Big legs, nice. All right, feel that boat run right on under you. There we go. We're not skying those blades. Staying focused in these last 50 meters. All right. These are your last 3, 2, 1. Paddle here. Let's just paddle into the dock. All right. Nice job.